Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Garrett here with live reactions. The show's about to start. I'm not late this time. I made it on time this time, guys. I made it. We're here during the pre-show for a few minutes. I saw Pat McAfee. That was cool. Been following that guy lately. Sam Roberts is still living the dream of every broadcaster that wants to do wrestling related stuff. Let's see. We're gonna try and see what's going here. I need to pull up the chat. And chat is now up. Y'all can chat at me live. I will be checking it periodically. And we're going to check up on the show right now. I'm going to flip over back and forth between the show at various points. I love the packages that everyone's been releasing lately. Everyone's got really great editing in their video packages. TNA, WWE, everybody. I expect potentially AEW will, maybe some others. I don't know. I don't know what New Japan packages really look like, so I'll have to see about that. So we're going to go ahead and do this really quickly. We're going to resize some stuff really quickly so I can just look at just it. On top of the mountain. This is Game of Thrones. No. A two-piece Tuesday. Pat McAfee should do. You're watching live. All right, you're watching along with me? Cool. Welcome to the chat. So we are going. I'm saying we a million times tonight because we are a family, this Visoki entertainment community. We are a family. So we're doing it. We're going on. The show's going to be great. Bianca is winning tonight. You know what, dude? I could see it. I really could. Anything can happen on these shows, especially depending on who you want to debut and who you don't. You just never know. And I'm right there with you. Right there with you, Damien. All right. So, let's see. I love Sam Roberts. Sam Roberts is living the dream of every professional broadcaster that wants to, go ahead and go become a part of wrestling or anything like that. I don't know if I'd necessarily take the same path, but I would definitely love to potentially at least work on one show or work with one person one day. Be cool. Certainly would love to work as a writer, but no guarantees there. I'd have to be really good. Okay, so Bianca Belair has this, first of all, undefeated, obviously, but and so that speaks for itself. But I think that another thing that people are kind of discounting Bianca Belair for is how much the crowd is behind her. It's amazing what you can do in just a few matches, few segments, few promos over the course of a period of months. That stuff adds up for people, and people that are really dedicated to wrestling are the kind of people that watch NXT to begin with. So we'll just have to see. The show's about to start, though. Is everybody excited? I'm super hyped for the show tonight. I'm so always excited for NXT. It's why I do these live shows, because I love NXT. It's so great. So many great matches to look forward to tonight. And I expect that this will impact the Rumbles that we're going to see tomorrow. So, also, if you guys have any picks for what you think is going to happen at the Rumble, for those out there, I can talk about that stuff too. We'll talk more in depth about that stuff at some point on the channel. But obviously, if you want to throw something out there, I'm not just going to be like, your question's banned. So, no. I would never do that to you anyway. So, because I love all of you. All right, let's get started. Show's going on. Welcome to NXT TAKEOVER Phoenix 2019, everybody. All right. So if you guys have anything you want to talk about as we're going through these opening packages, just let me know so we can now we don't have to say, oh, and now the package is talking about this, because I'm not going to do a breakdown of the show like that. Like, I will definitely talk about what things are happening as it's happening in spots and stuff that I like. But obviously, I hope you're watching along with me, like our other friend here, because it's the best way to do it is to hear what I'm saying, but also be watching yourself, so that you're not just relying on me to tell you everything that's happening, because I don't know how well I'm going to necessarily do that. I'm just going to react like I do. So, yeah, so we'll see. Oh, I'm making loud noises. Sorry about that, everybody. Let me fix something. And we're back. All right. Ricochet, the GOAT, the best of the high flyers, in my opinion. That's in NXT at the moment. Be really great. 205 Live. I have not been watching 205 Live, but I've hearing such good stuff about there. I heard that Humberto Carrillo came out to like a dead crowd or something. That shocks me if that's true, but I don't know. But that would be because, I mean, you can't just debut somebody with no build-up at all. I mean, you can do a surprise debut with someone from NXT, but you can't. I feel like debuting someone on a not the main roster brand or not directly on the main roster brand, I think is when that can happen. But I don't know. I don't know anything about booking. I guess I've never booked a match, so I've fantasy booked a match. They have been chanting overrated. Either Shayna or Bianca will be in the Rumble. I agree. That's it's hard because they have to fill that match with new bodies a lot of times because we'll be on 205 side with some Johnny, with a little bit of Johnny. Johnny Wrestling could run a career on 205 Live and never have to run a career on the main roster because people would then hear about the matches because they'd be like, wait, he's not in NXT anymore? Oh, because people would follow him wherever he went. I'm saying fans-wise. Because I would tell you right now, if Johnny Gargano or Shayna Baszler, or not Shayna Baszler, or I don't know, or Ricochet or someone like that went to 205, I'm following them there because I'm a fan. I just, there's so many people on 205 for me to like. I just don't even know how I would do predictions for a show like that or reactions. I'd be like, everything was amazing and I loved everyone. And no one wants to just watch me gush about which wrestlers I like for. Well, I guess that's kind of what this is. Well, wait a minute here. No, but absolutely. Honestly, Buddy Murphy is the one reason why I would watch 205 Live, just because I've seen so much good stuff from that. I'm actually super excited that Buddy's going to be involved at all, this weekend. So, really cool. I feel like it's always going to be the same way, though. There's not going to be the right reactions. Everybody loves Mauro Ranallo, right? I personally love Nigel McGuinness. I've been following him, accidentally following him through his career as a commentator in wrestling for so long now, without even meaning to. Just the promotions that I watch, he always happens to be there. Percy is great too. I like this crew. It's going to change eventually because someone will get put to some other brand, and you'll have obviously people working more than one show, as do. Because that's just, look, Corey Graves can do back-to-back nights and somehow make that travel route. So Mustafa is going to become what Neville should have been in his early. I completely agree. If you'd have put Neville in a main event slot early on in his career, you would have definitely seen the 4 years. I think it was 4 years, however long Neville was with the WWE before he became Pac again. I think then you would have what you're seeing with Mustafa now, and where we would be now, I think Neville would be a multi-time champion at this point. I completely agree with that. And he probably would have never dropped the Adrian. It would probably have always been Adrian Neville, because there's no way that sounds like the kind of guy that you would be doing that with, because it rolls off the tongue in the same way Mustafa Ali does. Mustafa, actually, if you haven't listened to, I think it was it on Jericho's podcast? I forget. One of the wrestling podcasts had Mustafa Ali on it, where he talked about how he got his name. And why he decided to do that. It's actually a really interesting story. I don't want to do it no justice, or not do it justice, I should say. Sorry about that. My English is terrible today. I don't want to not do it justice. This is a really interesting entrance. I'm sorry, I'm a little mesmerized right now. Let's see. Intros. This is one of my favorite intros I think I've seen on NXT. It just looks cool. I don't know why. I've been watching Game of Thrones, maybe that's it. No spoilers in the chat, please. I shouldn't have said that. It's so stupid of me. All right. Now I'm afraid to look at the chat. I did it to myself. I deserve it now. It's Viking meat sacks, everybody. Sorry, what? What? Sorry. These guys have something unique about them that I just can't explain. You look at them and you're like, yeah. And the music is so great. It reminds me. I can't remember whose music it reminds me of. Someone else in wrestling had a music like this. Yeah, someone in wrestling had a music like this. Someone had an entrance music like this that I really would always just you have to headbang to. Maybe something. It's just it's the style of guitar. The heavier guitar is always going to get me hyped for a wrestler. Always, especially if it's a team, and they're also subtly paying homage. Who is it? It's War Raiders. Sorry, I should say. Yeah, sorry about that. War Raiders. Street Profits, yes. Street Profits. If you listen to the podcast regularly, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the Street Profits. I think when we did our NXT show, I put them at a higher place than everybody else did on my list for tag teams, just because they're so. The first match I saw with them when I was still watching NXT weekly television all the time, when I could, when it wasn't before I had taken my break, I watched a match with them and I was instantly hooked. I was like, this team needs to go straight to the main event right now. I need to see them in a tag title match, and it's good to see that they're not wasting these kinds of teams. They put them in Evolve for a while. They won the belts there. They proved themselves as be a really, really good team, and now they're doing their own thing, and it's going to be really cool to see what happens. The War Raiders, I just like them. I don't know why. There's something about them. I think it's what everybody's kind of opinion is. I'm sure there's other reasons. The wrestling style, obviously, the presence. But they also have that intangible thing that people talk about every now and then. I think that, for now at least, it makes me want to watch everything they do. So, system. And then, what do you even say about Undisputed Era? I mean, I think the last takeover I was having this problem too of how I even talk about the Undisputed Era without just talking about the Undisputed Era like I do on the podcast, which is that they just have everything. It's a stable that built. It took all the elements of each of these guys that didn't necessarily all have individually. Not saying that Fish, O'Neal, O'Reilly wouldn't have done well on their own. And clearly, we had Roderick Strong had a quote unquote pun not intended strong career before then in NXT, and we would have had Adam Cole that would have shot straight to the main roster if he had just come in on his own without the stable plan. I think people might disagree with me on that, but I think he had the ability to do it, even coming off the Bullet Club. I mean, yeah. It seems like that's what they like to do sometimes with some of these NXT guys, is they just bury that they were in the Bullet Club or associated. No team from NXT has thrived on the main roster. I don't disagree with you. Even the ones that seemed like they were going to have kind of fallen apart. The best tag teams in were either around before or formed after, and yeah, that's unfortunate. The one that everyone thought was going to be extremely, really easy to do would have been, Enzo and Cass, but that obviously fell apart really fast. Yeah, I don't know. What does it take to make a team go to the main roster and work? I think truthfully, it's going to take, instead of just, because it seems like a lot of times the tag teams just get debuted, like in the way that they have Machine rated, not obviously the way that Otis Dojkovic came out and started being all weird, but in that they kind of just get a brief nod, like, hey, they're here, and then they're here, and then that's fine a lot of times. I don't know what it will take. I would like to have thought that the Revival were the one exception to the rule and that they could just work it out, but apparently the writers in the back room just don't have any desire to help the Revival right now. Bobby Fish will be a breakout star also. Agreed. I think that's a no-brainer. He has to break off at some point for something. Kyle O'Reilly, I think I think he's got the look to be a decent singles competitor as well. I love Red Dragon though. Who doesn't like Red Dragon? Let's be real. There's a reason why it was so popular. Now I love that sometimes they acknowledge the indies, and sometimes you have to. especially in NXT, because these guys are coming off of their careers as indie sensations. You can't take away what they've accomplished or what they know, in my opinion. Excuse me. Well, I hate when the commentators are like, it looks like it's all but over, because that means there's going to be a huge... This positions the Undisputed Era as the faces coming back in the scenario, or at least in the storytelling of the match, which will work out interestingly, I think. Positions them at a disadvantage anyway, I should say. It doesn't necessarily make them faces, but in terms of what you would normally book as just a regular match. And NXT doesn't really do that. It kind of just, good offense is good offense. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like O'Reilly's striking to me. Yeah, I just like his striking. I don't know. His moveset is fine. I don't know. I don't know what it is that some of these picks are missing, that they just go up and they don't have it. Ty Dillinger should have been an easy one too. But then again, what was his gimmick in NXT? It was the 10 thing, and it really worked. But was that because it worked for a small crowd? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. I don't know. Does heavy machinery only work for a smaller crowd? I don't know. There's a lot of these people that were on the indies. They worked a lot of smaller crowds. Not saying some of them didn't work huge crowds at one point in their career, but is that what it is? Is it just a miscommunication of what it's like to be in a giant arena every week that they're going to be? I don't know. I like this match so far, though. It's not too quick, but it's slowly building, and it's going to take off at one point. It's going to be really good when that happens. I agree about the Undisputed Era. I think if you keep them together, they have every chance of doing extremely well, especially if they just invade, like we were saying some teams should do. Sanity, that one was built over like years of deciding what was going to happen with them. It seems so easy, and they've had good moments, but nothing. No dice. Unfortunate. And to be fair, I mean, you're not going to get it. One team is the only time. You only get one team really per call-up session. I don't even know if I like the no-sell of the form. That was good. Oh. I don't know what kind of suplex that was. It was like a tilt-to-whirl throw. And now elbow. Wrecking Ball drop kicks for me, just, I don't know. They're fine if they get sold well. Hey, they threw him over the top rope. It's because of the Royal Rumble tomorrow. And Big Man dives to the outside to nothing. Ouch. Hansen is huge, but he did look like he didn't even try, and he jumped there. That was amazing. Athleticism, everybody. The main roster doesn't like anyone. Soon they will turn on Becky. They might. Who knows? They might be separating Nikki from City. Debuting her on Raw implies that. I wonder. I do wonder. I'm sorry. I just don't. A lot of times, even with the commentators I like, they just. That's a nice layout. That's a nice backbreaker. I just don't understand the commentary. Sometimes it just seems so. And this is just a pet peeve of mine. It just seems so scripted. I know it is, but you can make scripted stuff not sound scripted. It's not impossible. That's actually your goal while reading a script, is to not sound like you're reading a script. Anyone that's recorded anything professionally or been trained to do so would know that's one of the things when they're teaching you how to read a script is they say, okay, try not to sound scripted, because an advertisement is scripted. That's obvious. But when you're just reading something for what's supposed to be not the part of the actual ad, yeah, you have to be able to sound like it's not part of the ad. But then, of course, everyone's gonna be like, "Well, it doesn't," and it's because you're being paid to do that for a living. I don't know why those people don't do their jobs, but whatever. This show is always These shows are always so good. Like this spot that we've seen a million times, they take it and they just change it around. That normal spot where you would have someone power out of a power bomb and then, power out of a submission into a power bomb. It seems so simple, but you can just change one thing about it and suddenly it's interesting again, or semi-interesting. I mean, it's like, yeah. And then it doesn't even result in the power bomb. So it's like, oh, you think you know what's happening. You don't. Yeah. I like the idea that it was like initially like almost like a handicap match with both people in for one person to like each individual member of the Undisputed Era wasn't strong enough to fight either of the War Raiders, but now they're holding back the War Raiders from tagging each other. So sorry about the loud pop there, the mic, but now they're the underdogs, if you will. I hate using that term. It's so overused. Oh, that was a mistake, Mr. Roderick. The referee says no. And that was good psychology right there. Using the referee, distracting somebody, actually could be something that can contribute to this match and not just seem boring. So, that was an exploder suplex to the ropes. That would be painful. I don't care if that move was like, invented like 20, 30 years ago. That still probably doesn't feel great. Those ropes are tight, especially with big guys in the ring. That's good ring psychology right there. Now Riley's getting involved. Oh, wrecking ball dropkick. See, that one looked good. See, I'll buy it. It got sold well there. That was a really late reaction to that dropkick there, but I don't care. Roddy Strong looks like so angry all the time now. I don't know if anyone saw the Shane Roberts interview with them, with the Undisputed Era. It was also really good. They talked about why they do what they do and how they do it. Lacey has a good chance of doing great. Did the deal with Fox fall out because not a lot of non-brand split things are happening. I think what's happening there is they are trying to make things seem lucrative for Fox, so they're doing things that don't really go with the brand split now. I think we're going to shift back to a brand split when that deal goes through, because I don't know that I ever saw anything that said that deal was what am I trying to say? I said I want to say that deal, it might have been inked, but I don't know that I saw anything direct that was like, this is happening for sure. I don't know. I haven't heard any news on it. As far as I'm aware, it hasn't actually happened. But I don't know. It could be something I just didn't see the article that said. But as far as I know, it was talked about, and Disney and Fox. I say Disney because Disney owns Fox. I think that's probably a lot of the problem right now. Is Fox is trying to figure out who owns it before it figures out what it owns. Maybe, perhaps I would imagine, because if Fox is owned by somebody else, then it wouldn't be their decision. I would not think of whether or not to buy SmackDown. But then again, I don't know. I would seriously love to see it be like a Fox Sports thing. It'd be hilarious, or something like that, just so everyone has to deal with that. I love sports, but I also would love to see wrestling be like recognized alongside actual sports. I think that'd be fun. And that'd be fun. Not that wrestling's not like athletic. It is absolutely. I would say it's more athletic than some sports. Chess is a sport. I'd say it's more athletic than chess. Yeah. But then again, maybe some chess players would disagree with me. I play chess, but I'm not a professional or anything, or even ranked high. Oh, see, like a power slam from a big man can be really good. That Bronco Buster is the best Bronco Buster I think I've ever seen. I've never seen a good Bronco Buster before, so that says a lot. I've never liked that move, and I just liked it for the first time. Should be fun. Also, to everyone that's coming in as we're going live, welcome to the stream. This is live reactions for the NXT TAKEOVER Phoenix 2019 show. So far, we've had some pre-show shenanigans that featured, I believe, Pat McAfee, which I think is awesome. The former punter of the Indianapolis Colts, the leg himself. Boomstick, Pat McAfee. No, but anyway, I'm not going to go on about football. But yeah, that was fun. I popped on and I was like, that was a nice little treat. See him getting involved. I think I heard something about this. It didn't shock me, but it surprised me. It was weird. I was like, that sounds right, but I don't remember where I heard that. Anyway. Kyle O'Reilly is so fast. Oh! I've never seen like a leg sweep type kick like that. It was like a weird, he did like a weird spinning kick that was like to sweep the legs, but it just gut buster. Oh, kick. Roderick Strong just got his head kicked off by Hansen. More metal references from Morrow. And tope to the outside by the big man. 2. And they did not pick up the bell. This is such a close ball. Oh, my goodness. I believed that one for a second. Is anyone else commenting? On the show now with me or on the show on there? It's Morrow. If it's on the show, it's Morrow, Nigel, and Piercy. I think Piercy? Yeah, it's Piercy. It's just me tonight. I'm the only one on because I'm the only one that's. I think people either busy or I don't blame them for not wanting to do this because it's a long show to be reacting live to. But I guess it's better than if I had to do it for the Rumble. That would be brutal, especially during the match. I'd have to read off every pick because I would have to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, what's going on at the moment. Excuse me. I'm trying to mute myself when I do that more. Not working out. Big man on the top rope. This can only end so one way in NXT. Only one way. He's Roderick. He's very strong. He's going to do it himself. He doesn't even need Kyle O'Reilly. He did it. Giant superplex by Roderick Strong to Hansen. O'Reilly with the knee drop. 2. And it's no. Oh, my goodness. The knee across the chest, I believe, is essentially what that covers. Are we going to do Celebrity Big Brother coverage this year? I do not know. That is a question for the other guys. I do not know. I could probably ask them. I don't know if they want to necessarily just drop that live on air, though. Whatever the decision they've made about that is. But on that front, I don't actually know. I would imagine, maybe. Who knows? I don't take anything I say seriously because I'm obviously not involved in that side of the channel all that much. I would think. I was wondering that myself the other day. Actually, I was like, I wonder if they're going to cover that. I don't know. I don't know anything about that's not true. I shouldn't say I don't know anything. I know bits and pieces I've learned here and there. What happened? What shows like that are out there? I watched a little bit of Survivor because I think in Survivor this last season they had. I was just making sure that wasn't a pinfall. I didn't want to miss it. I think I watched Survivor because I think if I remember right, John Morrison was on there. Johnny Impact, Johnny Wrestling. No, he didn't. That's not Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Impact. I don't know if he was or not, but he might have been. I was a huge fan of John Morrison back in the early 2000s. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I was leaping knee strike from Roderick Strong and a high-low combination. 1, 2, and why? I'm not saying this match is the end. I'm loving it, but it's just this is ridiculous. Near falls is one of the biggest complaints and why a lot of WWE matches cannot get that top star rating. I know star ratings from Meltzer and everybody don't mean anything anymore. because everybody's doing them now or whatever. But I don't know. In my opinion, I still think that stuff matters a little bit. I'm sure it matters to somebody. I'm sure it's some wrestlers out there even, maybe. But, yeah. That was really athletic. Gigantic escape for the big man. Bounces, takes off the ropes, and double shoulders, or back elbows? I guess that's back elbows. Really just hit them in the elbows with the elbows, though. That's a painful move. Funny bone. And it looks like we're going to have a weird, oh, yeah, this power bomb, power slam combination. And now it's going to be a giant super splash. Oh, no, a super leg drop. Sorry. And 1, 2, 3. War Raiders become the NXT Tag Team Champions. Impressive. That was a good match. I really enjoyed that. If you guys want me to give star ratings while I go, I can make them up on the fly if you like those. Obviously, rooting for Ava. Yeah, I'd say that's who you have to root for, right? If you're a wrestling fan. Has anyone seen anything from her? I saw her on a completely different show. That was something I watched for a while now that had nothing to do with wrestling except for that one of the guys that works at that company happened to be a wrestling writer at one point. Weirdness at all time. But anyway, weird set of circumstances. She's actually doing really well right now. I did not know that. She's got like I think she has a podcast now. Or something. Yeah. I don't think I'm assuming she doesn't talk about wrestling, I would imagine. Maybe she does, who knows. Not surprised War Raiders run. It's not surprising because you never know when they're just gonna randomly pull somebody for the Rumble. All at the same time though. It could have just still been. I mean, Undisputed Era have been on top for a while now, so who knows how long. Especially, I don't know if you saw the comments from Triple H where he talked about WWE wants her back, and I'm good with that. Yeah, I think certainly, if anything, now would be the time because I don't necessarily know what else she would do, but I do know that this would be the time because out of all the things that she could have done to make herself more desirable for the WWE, I think she's done all the stuff that she needs to do at this point. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure there's still going to be people that dislike her because she's her, but I don't know. I don't think the backstage heat's going to go away either. I think that's going to stick. I think that's going to be a thing that's permanent. And that's unfortunate. But I would be really surprised to see more than 2 or 3 title changes tonight. Because I feel like if you swap every title, it's not impossible, but it can get really hairy when you're trying to book that and trying to justify that in all your different storylines. But I don't know. Yeah. Trying to think. Is there anybody out there right now that anyone's thinking that could get scooped up by another company that WWE should get right now? Off the top of my head, I can think of a couple, but I don't think they're going to go after them. I would say swoop up some New Japan talent because New Japan's the only one. Because New Japan's in the best position right now because all the North American companies are trying to scramble to get all the good talent that they can right now for this coming war that is going to come. And it's going to be all Game of Thrones style. Everyone's going to be a king, and everyone's going to be fighting. And so, yeah, Kenny would be good. I believe it's pretty much been established that's probably not going to happen though. But I would love to see Kenny. Kenny is the ultimate get right now. If you get Kenny, your promotion is going to be where all the eyes are right now. Outside of everyone that's interested in AEW, of course, but that's what's going to get the eyes. They would be ridiculous not to spend a shed load of money to get Kenny in AEW, even if they don't really have it to spend. And I would think it wouldn't have to be that much anyway because he's working with his friends too. I mean, that's kind of invaluable. So Pete Dunne and Tony Storm are in the crowd. I don't know if there was – I probably missed somebody that was in the crowd that was debuting. Let me roll back really quickly and I'll just jump back to live. Nope, it was just them. It was just the WWE UK people. So this is, I guess, to imply – oh, this match. Riddle. Oh no. This should be one of the best matches of the night right here. Unless it's 30 seconds. And which I missed last time live. It was terrible. There's so much buzz. No, there wasn't. No. It was so cool when Matt Riddle showed up in the crowd. I remember that. That's another great interview if you haven't heard yet recently. I don't remember what podcast it was on, but Matt Riddle did an interview with some, might have been Edge and Christian. I don't remember. It was somebody huge. Did an interview with them, and it was good. He talked about how these wrestlers a lot of times are really genuine. So, you know. Mauro Ranallo needs to chill out with these puns. They're getting out of control. And this is coming from a guy that does puns. Pete Dunne's face bothers me. That's funny. Yeah, not everybody in wrestling has to be a looker. I don't think they should be. I think some of them should look like they're gonna rip your face off, or bite it off even. I think that's why The Undertaker is so intimidating, because he doesn't look like, when he's in full Undertaker gimmick, he looks intimidating and scary and almost demonic. And demonic isn't something that's positive in connotation generally. Looking wise, you look demonic. I think generally you look sinister and evil. And that's fine. He makes it work. But then when he becomes like the American Badass, I'm not going to show you guys what's going on the show live, because that would get us taken down. I don't want to get a community guideline strike for having the show on. Apologize. I really would like to, but I cannot. It's illegal. I don't need the FCC looking at me and saying, "Hey, what is this guy doing all this illegal broadcasting for?" You know, it's not my place to broadcast their stuff. I'm just here to react to it live. At Riddle, everybody. Let's do it, bros. The original bro. Let me tell you something, bro. This bro is so original. The original bro. Oh, it's his original broness to this original bro. I'm just telling you. I love the no shoes thing. It's so awesome. I would buy a Matt Riddle shirt. I would. I don't have any money to, but I would. I mean, bro gimmick might fail on the main roster. I mean, any gimmick can fail. Let's be real. If it's written poorly, it can fail. Do you know who I think they've been not calling up for this exact reason? Cassius Ohno. Because let me ask you this question. What is Cassius's almost gimmicks? Other than he's really good in the ring and he's really good on the mic, but he's also like knocks people out, I guess. I don't know. Is that a gimmick? I don't. So like, and that's why they haven't put him up there, because what are you going to do with that guy when he gets up there when you haven't really given him more than just, I'm either a good guy or a bad guy and I do the same thing either way. I don't dislike Ohno. It's just he's done. The oh no thing is like that will carry. Matt Riddle's a daddy. Well, I mean, you know. Let's see. Square Enix. Why do they prop up everywhere? I swear. Yeah. A professor of the game. Nigel McGuinness with the great calls. Not just a student of the game, a professor of the game. What does that mean? The sports entertainment version of chess. What? Okay. Like, that's the kind of stuff that Moro says that I'm like, no. He slaps it in the chest in the crowd. That's hitting a person that's not involved in the match. That's a disqualification, ref. What are you doing? Do your job. Gut wrench power bomb coming up from Riddle. He's got it. The deadlift on Cassius Ohno. Oh, nasty. I bet that wasn't even difficult for him either. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't easy, but that looked like he could have done that 4 times. Yeah, I guess the knockout artist is the gimmick for Ohno, but how many other people have moves that knock people out in wrestling? Yeah, no, it's I don't dislike Cassius Ohno. The knockout artist gimmick just never worked for me that way. Like, I was always like, when's the gimmick gonna start? Maybe that, I'm sure I'm in the minority opinion on that. I'm sure most people believe. And now the cheating. Oh my goodness. Stomp on the head. It's brutal. I would like to know if you have somebody like Daniel Bryan, Johnny Gargano, AJ Styles, someone that's been in their career for like 10 plus years, right? And you put them in the ring with Chris Hero, and you say, how many years of wrestling combined is there? I'm curious. I feel like this is going to turn out for a couple of the matches on the last show where I thought they were too slow for an NXT match. This match should be really good already. What is happening? Okay. Unorthodox elbow. 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. I've never understood that phrase. Can someone explain it to me in the chat, please? Probably something really simple that I'm just being dumb. It's got to be a gambling reference. I just don't get something. Oh, that was a vicious kick to the side of the head. Slap to the side of the face from Riddle. Riddle going back and forth. The back fist in the corner. And now the kick. Riddle goes down. Hard. Out on the side of the ring. Matt on the floor. He's gone. He left. No, I'm gone. I'm kidding. He just left the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone. No. Gone in a flash. And into the ring post. Dude, is it just me or have they somehow figured out that after like a million years of wrestling that the ring post spots could be better? And a nice little reference to Guy Fawkes Day from Nigel McGuinness there. Oh, that kick was gnarly in slow-mo. The new toys are cheaply paid and easily broken. See, that's the kind of stuff that could work on the main roster, but it's just not gonna because they just don't work. Like, this kind of gimmick, like, if he ends up on the main roster, what's going to happen to Cassius Ohno is he's going to have 30-second matches with everyone for like 6 months instead of having like this, where you could have a match that's just back and forth, and make people actually like think these guys are legit. There's a reason reversals can count as offense. German suplex. Stomp on the foot using the feet. Block. Attempting for the German suplex. This is going to be a spot. Oh, German suplex on Ono. The bridge German suplex always looks like less impactful for some reason to me because like you have to sit and balance it somehow. The yes kicks. Biting the foot. That's so disgusting. Gross. Did they just make a foot reference? That's not cool, Mauro. This is, well, I guess this isn't a kid's show. Wow. Power bomb coming up. Blocked. No. Unblocked. And sit out power bomb by Ono on Riddle. If you have a losing streak at TakeOver, that either means you're about to go to the main roster or about to be fired. That's what I have a feeling. Moonsault, it looks like, going all the way to the top for the moonsault from Cassius Ohno. He hits it. 2. Incomplete. Oh, wait, this isn't. This is the what? Incomplete. What? This isn't football. Incomplete cover. That would be a great way to describe a failed pinfall. Instead of kicking out, incomplete pin. The pin was not completed. Watch too much football highlights. I should not have said this could be match of the night. This is not proving to be. I mean, I like it. It's just not proof it's not going to be match of the night. Not with the other matches on the show. You know what? Calling it early. It's going to be the women's match. I said that last time. It didn't work out. I mean, it was really good, but it wasn't match of the night. But I really think that could be really this week, this year, this pay-per-view, this show, this month, this universe. Has anyone actually ever been disqualified for not breaking a hold in time or breaking, like, I know they did that once for a disqualification for somebody. Don't remember. Spine crank. It sounds like a great submission. If you were once an MMA fighter, you should just become a professional wrestler. Bro fist, this is PewDiePie. Come on, bro. And the knee. Riddle me this. Sleeper suplex. That's another great move team. Elbows. Elbows. Striking repeatedly. Elbows to the side of the head. That's a tap. I've never seen somebody tap from being beaten in the head before. That's awesome. Well, all right, that was good. That was a really good match. I think so far my favorite match has obviously been the tag match, but that's living up to the quality of what this match should be. That sleeper suplex is brutal. The Bro Show has an A from me, so as long as it's getting reviews, I'll give it an A. The Bro Show. So far, I really like the tag match, but I really did like this match. I really wanted to really like it, but well. All right, during this little ad break, I'm going to go ahead and go take a small, quick break. So if you need to take a break to use the bathroom or anything like that, that was a submission. I mean, if it's a tap, it's a submission, right? I mean, it's quit. I mean, you can. I mean, okay. Let me ask you this question: what defines a submission? Because I've always been kind of curious if anyone actually knows what the rules written in the wrestling rulebook are on this. Because I've seen people tap to holds, I've seen people tap to chokes, and I've seen people tap to like arm / leg / bars, like those kinds of. I guess those are holds as well. But you know what I mean? I've seen, but I've never seen somebody tap to like being beat on, like. But I don't know if that's. I mean, you can submit verbally, I believe, in most fighting type sports. Like, I think you can say "I'm done" and you're done. Um, I assume maybe that's not in the rules. Maybe you have to fight, but I mean, but you can in wrestling. I'm pretty sure you can say I quit and you're done. So yeah, that's an angle they pulled before. Someone verbally submitted when they didn't to keep matches going. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You said you were watching, right? You saw what I did. I don't know. I'll be right back though. All right. I'm back. All right, if you're here, open another tab. Go to Cultaholics live stream if they're doing one right now, and tell them my stream is better, because it is. Now I'm gonna turn the camera back on. Hold on. Oh yeah. So yeah, definitely rep them. We clearly are better reviewers. Ha. Calling out you, Jack the Jobber. Fight me. No, don't fight me. I probably lose anyway. Also, they're in like the UK, I think, so that would be hard to organize. But anyway, we'll do it at NXT UK. I'm having a good time. Is everyone else having a good time? I'm having a great time watching the show so far. I've really, I always enjoy these shows, obviously, but you know. Ricochet is probably my favorite individual wrestler in NXT. I probably didn't let that reflect on my list, but my favorite to just watch, independent of everything, is Ricochet because of how fluid he is in the ring. That's a gimmick that it could never not work on the main roster. You could screw up Ricochet, but it would take a lot of purposefully planning it that way. I have a feeling. And it's not one of those things that if you just let book itself, that it won't just be amazing, I feel like. And I think that's the big problem that the main roster suffers. You're talking about how the teams have trouble on the main roster. I think it's that they don't just do their thing that makes them not work as well. If you just try and force them into these things that they're not, because you want to try and say, well, I can do this better than you. And I feel bad because a lot of these teams have never had a name that needed to be trademarked somewhere else like that. So they're going to get the trademarks taken from them if they ever try to leave. And no one's getting their release right now. So Johnny Wrestling is probably right up there with Ricochet for my favorite just to watch independently. But I don't think Johnny is going to stay around for much longer in NXT. Could be wrong about that, but I have a feeling he's going to the main if he doesn't win the title. The North American Championship belt, I just think looks super nice. I love Johnny's music. So good. You always forget Regal's back. Or he's still around. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Regal is probably my favorite of all the authority figures we've ever had. He's the only good one. And I'm talking about authority figures from other companies included. I don't like when somebody comes out and says, this is the wrestling show we're having. I hope you enjoy the wrestling show we're having tonight. Also, make sure you pay attention for this other wrestling show we're having on Sunday. Because this wrestling show isn't that wrestling show, so you got to pay attention to that. I don't sell the show to me as the commentators. That's what they're there for. To sell the show, sell the wrestlers, make me believe that I'm actually watching fighting when I'm not. Yeah. That's the reason why we need commentators in these days, because otherwise it's not a sporting event. So I understand that, but you know, I love the flaming smiley face. It's just so good. I've been to Arizona. It's nice there, especially in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, that kind of area. And I could never afford to live there, but it's nice there. I might be able to afford to live somewhere in Phoenix. This is such a cool entrance. One and only. King Ricochet, everybody. He should be the king of the cruiserweights. King Ricochet. Now, let's say Ricochet doesn't stick with WWE and he does end up somewhere weird for some reason. It's just fancy booking for a minute. I would put him against Pac and battle for the true king of the Indies or something like that for a title or something. Also, obviously, it's not just that, but the who is the king match, if you will. Yeah. I assume you saw the AEW press conference. Pac just sounds so just into AEW when he's cutting that promo on Hangman. It's just so good. Also, if anything needs to be changed about the stream, like if my volume is low or something like that, or if it's not picking me up quite perfectly, let me know so I can fix that stuff. The first hour of the show has been so good. I've been enjoying it so much. I hope the second hour is just as good. It will be. I'm just saying. You always put that caveat in there in case it's not. I'm not saying it will be, but you never know. Oh, well, yeah. Well, the Bellas kind of probably have to be in the Rumble, right? Because they got to take as many people that are available to wrestle. I mean, as long as either of them are cleared. I don't know. Are either or both cleared? I don't know. I don't know what injury status they were at last time that it was talked about. So I know they were back, but were they back permanently? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they just did a return like a few months ago, didn't they? Yeah, can you remember? I can't remember. When all the, or was that last Mania? If that was last Mania, I need to get that out of my mind because that's bad. All right, I gotta pay attention. Locked up early. This is already starting out to be a high-paced match, as you would expect it to be between these two guys. The high pace, high speed. The other highness was in the other match, obviously, with Matt Riddle. I wonder if they actually talked to him about that. They had to, right? Because of the wellness policy. They had to. They came back for Evolution. That's right. You're right. October. They came back. They had him come back, run some angles for that. You're right. Yep. It was a tag. They were in a tag match, right? I want to say. Or was it mixed? No, it wasn't mixed. There was no man in that show. It was a tag match. Yeah. Maybe they had an individual match. No, Nikki was for the title, I think, and then what was Brie involved with? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. Does not really matter. I remember hating that was going to be the main event of that show. Oh well. Doesn't Brie deserve a title shot? Is that something we can do? Can't the WWE champion pull some strings? Isn't that how that works? I guess he wasn't champion at the time, huh? Well, oh well. Every time I hear the Canadian Mauro Ranallo say Ricochet, Brie did nothing but stand behind Nick. Okay. I couldn't remember. That's how insignificant she was on that show. She should have been involved in something there. She was as much a part of what was going on at the time that her sister was there as she was. So, no, it was not nearly as bad as people would said it would be. But I just didn't like the idea that Nikki Bella comes back and immediately gets the main event of the first women's pay-per-view. I mean, I didn't agree with that, but it was a decent match. I'll give it that. I'll say that on here. I'm not afraid to say that. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed that show a lot. There were moments of it, like I said, there's every show. If you go back and watch, there was already comments I've made about the Ono Riddle match that I didn't think was perfect, but it could have been. Every match could always be better. Every show could always be booked slightly differently. That would have made me like it more personally. But that doesn't mean this show's not good or that the match or whatever isn't good. It just means I didn't particularly like it. And I like that about the internet. You can give what you think, and yes, people will probably disagree with you openly, but as long as you're okay. Oh my gosh, Ricochet's flip out of a Hurricane Rana spot gets me every time. Oh, every time. I can't handle this. Ricochet is just so good. How can you be this good at something? I want to be that good. I want to be as good at the career I'm going into in broadcasting as he is as wrestling. And if I'm even a tenth as good as Ricochet, I will be phenomenal at my job. That's so ridiculous. Ring psychology is perfect. Don't help him up. He's gonna cheat. That's what Johnny does. Yep. Which Johnny Gargano are you going to get? The Johnny Gargano that's been there for the last however long. It's the perfect Johnny Gargano. The ultimate Johnny wrestling. Unstable, like Dean Ambrose, except not like Dean Ambrose. Look at him go, Maggle. And a feeling Triple H booked Evolution. Potentially, or he had something to do with it. I'm sure that when they did that, they were like, all right, I'm sure they went, I don't know if he goes by Hunter or if he goes by Paul. I assume he goes by Paul. I don't know. Behind the scenes, probably. And they were like, hey, Trips, because that's what I assumed Vince calls Triple H. And I missed a spot. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Oh, moonsault. Oh, beautiful. That was nice. That was nice. Sorry, I had to check that. What were they talking about? Oh, I'm sure they went to him and said, okay, you've been booking really good women's wrestling for like a year now. Well, no, for like 5-6 years now. So like, you know, you just do it. And he was like, okay, here's what you do. I'm not actually going to do this. You have to make this decision, but this is what you should do. And then they did that. It could too be that they understand what good booking is and they just don't care most of the time because they have our money already. Who knows? I'm missing the NHL All-Star game, as you would expect. Yeah. Whatever. I wish I could watch it. I'm watching the show, though, because I enjoy wrestling almost as much as I enjoy hockey. So, yeah. Defending champs, go Caps, go. You know, I would love to see them win again, but it's not going to happen. And we're not talking about hockey. We're talking about wrestling. We had another superplex style spot. This is probably going to result in a we just dropped him on the turnbuckle. Brutal. That was one of those ouch that hurt. If you were a wrestler, you'd watch that and go, that probably doesn't look right. That was amazing. I love when they make I guess call them death spots. No, that's bad. Like just spots that look like they're improperly done. Like that wasn't a move that was supposed to happen, and it's a car crash, you know. But it's also obviously planned to a point. Especially when you watch it on the second watch, you're like, oh, I see what he did. But it still looks brutal at the time, especially if you get the angle right. People also discount. I've met some people that have done some of the camera work for these shows. It is super complicated. Like, if you ever accidentally see a camera in someone else's shot, like you just saw right there if you're watching live, that's not supposed to happen. Generally, they're told to keep each other out of each other's shots, which is just generally a rule you have with cameras anyway, I think, a lot of the time. But it's not bad to necessarily on some shows show a camera. If it's part of the show, it makes sense that there would be cameras. But even WWE tries to make it seem as disconnected as possible, like you're watching it unfold in front of your own eyes, which is smart because it creates more of a sports feel. And in sports, you expect to see it because it's a broadcast, but the last two all-men's pay-per-views sucked. Yes. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I don't think any. I mean, shoot, how many shows have we had that like just felt like there was something missing? Like I couldn't even get through all of Crown Jewel when it originally happened, and whatever the Saudi Arabia show. I watched it. There was something missing, man. And everyone's gonna notice if you start doing shows like that yearly. They're gonna notice. It's just there's something about women's wrestling that people enjoy now. And it's the wrestling itself because they're just booking wrestling, which is what you should have been doing the whole time. I mean, it seems like in a wrestling company, you'd think they would just think, okay, well, how do we book wrestling? Oh, yeah, we just book wrestling the way we booked wrestling. Instead of saying, oh, let's reinvent the wheel to book women's wrestling. Always bothered me about wrestling. And they always had to reinvent the wheel in order to add something new to the show. I don't think it's necessary. I think you just book things the same. Yes, is every female wrestler going to be as good as every male wrestler? No. Is every female on the mic going to sound as good as every male on the mic? No. Shinsuke Nakamura can't cut a promo, and he's still, a lot of people like him, you know? So, I mean, it just, I mean, like, you know, it does hurt him, but, you know, I don't know. I'm ranting at this point. Because this match is just kind of going back and forth, and just a lot of strikes, and I like striking, but it's hard to call striking. Oh, the strike. Oh, another strike. It's cool. Sunset flip. Ricochet picks up Johnny Gargano, goes for a suplex. Gets reversed by Johnny. Johnny is now sent over the top rope as he's going to go in for some sort of move. Now we're going to get the apron dive, and it's blocked by Ricochet. And Ricochet then hits the standing moonsault. Beautiful, beautiful course of moves right there, or I guess a sequence of moves right there by the two. What's going on off-course racing? I'm doing good today, man. It's pretty solid. Just reacting to the show live. Wrestling's going on. You know, I just trying to see what's up. You know, doing pretty good. Just having a good time, enjoying some wrestling, doing my thing. You know, yeah. Ricochet out on his feet is not something that would happen. He just doesn't get knocked out. It just doesn't happen. Ricochet with the clothesline. Ricochet bounces off the ropes, takes the Hurricane Rana. Johnny gets thrown across the ring into the corner. Now Ricochet is setting him up. Ricochet's running. Ricochet with the elbow, back elbow into the second rope, and now a 619 type move. Probably gonna name it, I just don't know. Springboard elbow. Sorry, it's a European uppercut. It looked more like an elbow. Upon further inspection, I'm sure it just didn't look right in the angle. And now into the rolling. He goes to recover. Now he's going for it. Northern Lights suplex. Picks him back up into a standard suplex. As a brain buster. I can't tell. These moves are looking. The angles are not great. Oh, man. This match is what 205 Live should be. Agreed, 100%. I've noticed when it comes to women's wrestlers, you're either really good in the mic or really good in the ring, never both. I would argue for some NXT people. But then again, on the main roster, a lot of them haven't really done as much. I was going to go for Ember Moon. I like Ember Moon's promos a lot. I don't think they're particularly good, but they're not insanely bad either. Not nearly as bad as like when Braun cut a promo without any notes. Springboard gets blocked, or dodged, I should say, by Johnny. Johnny gets kicked in the chest by Ricochet. Ricochet does a roll through and almost gets caught in a power bomb. Kicks out of 2. Into the Gargano escape. Ricochet not looking strong here. He's looking like he might have to tap. He's trying to roll through. Johnny rolls him to the side of the ring. Johnny's picking the arm. He's trying to make this even more torque. He just couldn't quite lock in the full version of the Gargano escape. Ricochet counters into a pin. Gargano thrown to the outside. No, he stays on the apron. Kick to the side of Ricochet's head. Gargano with the DDT is blocked by Ricochet. And thrown to the outside. Oh, he hit his back on the apron. That was really, really bad. He could have gotten hurt there. Oh, Ronaldo is saying he's hit his ribs. It could be either or. Ricochet to the outside, and he's caught by Johnny, so Johnny looks to be all right. Doesn't mean he's not, but, you know. Let's see. Yep, right on the ribs. That was nasty fall there for Gargano. What is that chant? I can't quite hear it. Probably just didn't hear it right. I think Gargano just lost a tooth. And big shooting star press that jumps straight into a moonsault. All right. Get a shot at Johnny's teeth, because if they are broken, of course they want to show it. Because oxygen is nothing to a man like Ricochet. That's how Morrow. He doesn't need to breathe. He is the oxygen. Gargano's still alive. to the top rope one more time for Ricochet, but he's going to get caught by Gargano. Forearm. Another one. On the top rope still. Moves his legs to the inside of the ropes. This could be a move here, folks. This could be some sort of... And it looks like Ricochet has grabbed Gargano. This is not going to end well for Johnny Gargano. Ricochet's getting... Ricochet, forearms, the side of the head, back elbows, I should say. It looks like we could have a Hurricane Rana spot here, and caught. Ricochet catches him as he's trying to hit a Frankensteiner. And, oh! Johnny pulls out the move, but Ricochet lands out of it after what I can only imagine is 2 or 3 flips. Johnny is incensed. Forearm from Ricochet. Enziguri. European uppercut. Goes for the discus clothesline. Ricochet goes for the Pele-style kick. Knee to the face of Gargano. Super kick to Ricochet. And Ricochet dodges another move into. Goes for the Arcana roll. And he hits the kick. Ricochet hits the ropes, bounces back, and is caught. Caught into the Gargano escape. Ricochet could tap here. Gargano has got it locked in the center of the ring here. Ricochet looks like he's trying to power out of this. Deadlifts Johnny Gargano. And the exploder suplex into the corner. This might be the best sequence so far tonight. NXT champ, well deserved at this moment. Ricochet on the top rope now. Looks for an ending to this match. Gargano rolls to the other side. Ricochet looking to end this match, and Johnny Gargano goes to the outside. Ricochet jumps to the outside, over the top rope. I've never seen someone jump over the turnbuckle like that. That was insane. I'm sure it's happened before. Hits a springboard 450. Ricochet for the pin. 1, 2. And Gargano somehow kicks out of the 450 splash from the springboard. That was a beautiful jump over the top rope. At the top rope one more time. Ricochet looking to put an end to this match. He hits, but it's rolled up, cradle, and he's kicked out by Ricochet. Shooting star press got blocked there. It looks beautiful every time Ricochet hits it. I guess I should have said who I have in these matches. I guess in the original I did have War Raiders taking that match. I also had Matt Riddle obviously winning, and Ricochet just got kicked in the side of the head brutally. Super kick through the jaw is the best way to describe that. Yeah. Gargano is now going to try and hit a dive to the outside on Ricochet. Hits the dive. Ricochet catches him on top of the shoulders. And Ricochet is taken with a reverse Frankensteiner. Shades. Slingshot DDT by Gargano. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. It's not enough as Ricochet is able to just barely roll out. The Spike Rana DDT. The Spike Rana is like, I don't even know. It's a DDT. Is it a Frankensteiner? Who knows? It's not a DDT, that's for sure. Sorry if you can hear that loud noise in the background. It's water being used. You got Ricochet. I also have Ricochet in this match. I was going to say that. I also I like Ricochet winning this, but at the same time, if Johnny wins, Johnny's now taking up the tactics to Tommaso Ciampa. This is what I was about to say. If he decides to go super dark with this, or maybe then Tommaso Ciampa gets involved, or he gets involved in Tommaso Ciampa's match, there should be some DIY shenanigans that make this go a certain way. You just don't know. Ricochet could be headed straight for the main roster. This could be an insane Rumble this weekend. I just don't know. Going for the DDT on the exposed concrete floor. Johnny Gargano has Ricochet ready to plant him. Johnny Gargano decides not to do it. Ricochet rolls him up. 1, 2. Is not able to get it down. Ricochet blocks the kick. Ricochet with the discus clothesline. Ricochet to the top rope one more time. Heading for the moonsault. Ricochet hits. Went for this Phoenix splash, actually, I should say. Gets kicked out of his boots by Ricochet. Gets kicked out of his boots by Johnny Gargano. Ricochet catches him into. Oh! He's going for the Gargano escape on Gargano. Trying to add insult to injury. That's a perfect way of describing this. Gargano cannot escape his own move. Gargano dragging himself toward the ropes. Ricochet cinching it on even tighter. What will Johnny Wrestling do here? We'll have to find out. Johnny Wrestling is struggling. He's refusing to tap, absolutely refusing to give in. There's still a little bit of that old Johnny we love in there, it seems, as he's able to fight out of the hold and get to the ropes. Wow. This match could be the match of the night already. I'm saying it now. I would love for Belair versus Baszler to be just as good, but this has so far been unequivocally so far the best match of the night. Indeed, fight forever. Let them have the rest of the show. They can have the whole rest of the hour. I'm not even mad about it. Give us another hour for the other two matches. I could see Bianca. I want to say Baszler. I don't think they're ready quite to do horsewomen versus horsewomen. So I'm going to say Bianca doesn't win tonight. I guess Shayna doesn't necessarily have to win to stay, but I think that's how I'm going to go with that. And I think I definitely think Tommaso probably will retain. And Johnny uses the exposed outside with a suplex on Ricochet. He's truly gone to the dark side. Will we ever see Johnny Wrestling back to his old tricks again? NXT will sure tell us sometime. Gargano with a suplex on the concrete exposed floor of the arena. And now he's going to climb in. Looks like it took out nearly as much as it took out of Ricochet to do that move. Johnny Gargano pleading with himself to get this brutal victory over Ricochet. Ricochet caught with the plant of the DDT. Ricochet planted flat on his head. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new NXT North American Champion, Johnny Gargano. Yeah, I wondered if as soon as he exposed that ring, I wondered. I'm not upset by this choice. I still enjoy this match either way. Oh well. You can't get them all. I mean, I did. The only time I've ever gotten a full match of predictions correct was a really, really predictable show. I mean, that was one that if it didn't go that way, people would have been really upset. Because that match card was the first time I believe that AJ Styles won the WWE Championship. So, or maybe he'd won it back, but I'm pretty sure that match card that I called correctly all that time ago was. So it's impossible. Like, you get lucky once in a while. It never happens again. I've barely gotten most of the cards even semi-correct from there on. So there were so many great spots in this match. Some of these are going to be on Reddit tomorrow for people too, especially this spot they just showed again of Ricochet flipping out of the Super Hurricane Rana and landing on his feet and just walking away. That's going to be on Reddit tomorrow. It's probably on Reddit already, honestly. This was truly a great ring psychology match. This was a feud that had been built up brilliantly, and at the end, they just happened to make it super personal. And it could honestly go on further, and probably will. But if they decide to take Ricochet up to the main, I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see. What do you think? I don't know. We'll have to see it. We'll have to see where this goes. Let's see. Well, since you thought it was going to be Ricochet, what do you think of the decision to give it to Johnny in this match? Kind of curious what you had to say. Because I personally have no problem with it. I think it's great. The match is awesome. I think the build-up and ring psychology was perfect. And if they were going to go this way with it, this was the time. Because Johnny hasn't won any gold to this point. So, you know. Now you got a few more belts to throw around. Why not? Johnny Gargano, everybody. All right. Royal Rumble ad. The stage is set. I'm actually kind of hyped for the Rousey Banks match because I don't know. I just am really interested in it because I think Sasha Banks will not have a terrible match in her career. Even if it's against a paper bag, she'll have a really good match. So, I mean, you could probably argue some of the matches weren't amazing that she's already had, but I don't know. I just like everything Sasha's doing for the most part. I'm sure she's got some haters, but, you know, I just want to see everyone do well. The road to WrestleMania is on, though. Twisted Bliss, huh? Lots of merch. They've had bigger deals than this. I'm not impressed. Did Ronda lose on Raw? Did she lose that match? I think they did lose that match, actually. So it could imply that they're gonna Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, this is the right show. Okay, let me just go to the main event really quickly, and I'll look. Yeah, Banks and Bailey defeated Ronda Rousey and Natalya by submission. Yep. I believe Natalya tapped, if I remember correctly. Yep. Yeah. You look. Oh, sorry, I didn't look at chat. Yeah, I was looking at the article. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, technically, Ronda didn't lose the match, but she lost the match officially. I guess they could have that be their logic, as everyone knows if you lose on Raw, you're probably going to win on the pay-per-view. But I feel like that's like going to, if they're truly being different, they're changing things for the better, that will go with this pay-per-view, and they will change that. I'm not saying that Ronda will do well without the belt. I'm just saying if they truly are going with that, that should not apply anymore. But obviously, they've already gone back on that with Revival giving matches and rematches after one after another. So I don't know, but we'll have to see how that goes. I remember that match. NXT was in such a different place back when Shayna first won the title. Tasha does have a lot of support. I don't think that's going to matter. I think if the rumors are true that Ronda is not going to be around after WrestleMania 35, then that I would imagine they will have her hold the title that entire run. I can't imagine they would have her drop it, at least not until the end. But then again, she might want to just relinquish it and never have lost. That might be the way she wants to go about it. I don't know. It depends on what Ronda's like behind the scenes. We have the date. We have the music coming down. Bianca is here, everybody. And she is undefeated. I can't believe Roberts said that, but that doesn't surprise me if he did say that, because Sam Roberts does have a very particular opinion about wrestling. Undefeated streaks are so hard to do right, though. I really hope this isn't something that follows all the way to the main roster for Bianca Belair, because it will not work out. It didn't work out for Asuka. It really didn't. So it took how long for Asuka to get back into everybody's like, yeah, this is good. How long? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's hard to recover from that when that's all that your career was to that point. TMZ broke that? Was that today? Oh, I could see that. I could see that. Becky winning the SmackDown title and then Ronda winning the Rumble after dropping the title potentially. I could see that. So she's still in contract until 2021. Okay. So that would put her till at least WrestleMania 37. I mean, 36. No, 37. Yeah, I'm right. 37. So if they go by contracts by that year, but they probably go by the actual year, I would imagine. I don't know, though. Who knows? Depends on how they draw up the contracts. Yeah. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. Excited to see what happens with her in the future if she's staying around. At least that's what I had. Okay. So it is not necessarily true. I mean, who knows, right? If she decides that she doesn't want to wrestle anymore, who's going to stop her, right? If she's not under contract anymore. I mean, so I do remember hearing something about her signing a longer deal than that, though. Like when she first signed, I remember it being like a longer deal, but I don't remember finding out if that story was ever true or not. The following contest is scheduled for one fall for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing first, from Knoxville, Tennessee, she is undefeated, Bianca Belair. And the champion, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. So after it ends, she's going to do a hiatus to have a kid, then return. Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that she wants to have a family. That's why I don't blame her if she decides that she wants to stop, if she wants to start a family. Other wrestlers have done that. Maurice has put her career on hold to take care of their kid, so I don't blame anyone that decides to do that if they want to have a family. So, even if it was someone that you wouldn't think would take time off for that would do it, I think that would be fine. I don't see why it could be a problem. I would love someone that's single to do that, though. No, I'm looking to start a family, but you're not even in a relationship. No, don't worry about it. It'll be good. I just took some time off that way. Be great. Nothing rattles this champion. That was a good line. The only time you find success before work is the dictionary. Wow. All right. I wonder what the records of these women were like. I'll have to look into that. Your showboating's going to cost you there, Bianca. You're fighting a heel. You got to remember that. Good mat wrestling from Shayna Baszler here. Obviously, two people are involved in it, but both of them hitting the ropes and nice little elbow. Breathing deeply. That's interesting ring psychology I've never even considered. Athleticism, more athleticism, and shoulder tackle. Help Bianca in what regard? In ring work or in what? What are they going to help her with? That's what I'm assuming, but I don't know. Because I don't know if, again, on the NXT podcast, I think I commented kind of on how her moveset isn't perfect, but I don't disenjoy it. I don't know. It's not my favorite moveset per se. And if any amount of help from anybody that's got experience like that, I'm sure is fine. So it doesn't really matter to me. But I would think it would be that. I like the Phoenix ring post. I don't know why. It just looks cool. It says Phoenix on the side, so got to represent where you're at. Injured the arm. Baszler ground and pound on the injured arm. Oh, I see what you're saying. That could happen. Yeah, that did happen. That's a group we've seen up. I didn't understand the context. I see what you're saying. Anyone can always work on everything, though. I just didn't entirely enjoy everything I saw in the little stupid compilation video I looked up because I was trying to smart up before we did that show. I wanted to make sure I knew everything that someone does before I comment on whether I like them or not. Like if I look up a sports player before I talk about them, because I don't necessarily want to talk about someone I don't know. I've done that before. I always make sure to look a fool, and that looks like a broke her arm, but it didn't, obviously, because it was nice. Sensational start. Gotta love the alliteration. Always alliteration, and I mean, it's cool. Just sound nice. I would like to see this match go out without any interference. I think Shayna's established herself as dominant without Jessamyn and Marina. Marina Shafir and Jessamyn Duke are going to have their time. They should be having their own matches right now. Yeah, that should be what they should be working on more than anything, is their own ring work and not worry about interfering in matches and stuff. Because it's not really going to do anything except build this faction that you don't even have the leader of yet. She's busy. Now, would it be awesome if Ronda was on the verge of winning at the Rumble after Sasha's got her in a submission and all of a sudden the match gets thrown out because all three of them come in because Bianca Belair got the win in this match? I mean, that would be an interesting set of events. I would really enjoy that. They get involved here, and that's Bianca needs to be giving back the spear as a finishing move. I mean, the spear. The spear. It's such a hard move to do, right? I don't know. It should be fine. I don't know. The last good spear that I saw in wrestling wasn't even Roman Reigns. So, I love Roman, but his spear isn't the best. Smack. An overrated slap. Of course. Kneeing the corner is not good for your knee's health. Now you're getting hugged in the corner. I don't understand that move. Driving the air. Thank you for explaining it to me, Mario. I would never have known. Shoulder tackle. Shoulder tackle. On the injured shoulder. Drop kick. That was a sloppy drop kick. I'm going to be real. What do I know about wrestling? Oh! I would agree 100%. I just think it's good. I think it's good to use that move sparingly for a few superstars. And I don't think it's smart to have two that have the same move on the same show at the same time. I think it'd be bad because the spear is a very, very sudden move. It can be set up and be built up to in the way that Edge did it. Not that he had a better spear than anybody, obviously. A lot of people have commented on how it's just flat and doesn't really quite get his arm quite all the way around them, which I don't disagree with, even though Edge is one of my favorite superstars of all time. And Roman's is good. Goldberg had a pretty decent one back in the day. I really like Rhino's gore. Probably the best one. Bianca's got a pretty good one, too. Someone else does a spear. Charlotte Flair does a spear that I don't like as much either. Everyone likes Charlotte's spear. I don't know why. This has been a pretty good match so far. I think this is my second favorite so far. It's probably going to be a different opinion to what a lot of people will have, but I like this match. I don't know why. I like it. Not match of the night, but it's really good. Second favorite for sure. That might change, but you know. Oh, what a nasty forearm punch, whatever that was. Whoo, whoo. She could have just knocked a rib out of her chest right there, or stomach, or whatever. That was brutal. What a shot with the whip. It wasn't a punch or a form, it was a shot with the whip. I couldn't see, my eyes weren't paying attention. I was barely paying attention. I saw that shot. I was trying to pay attention to what I was saying. Wow. That whip shot. Let me look that up really quickly. Oh, the referee went down. She hits the KOT, but there's no referee. That's a rhyme. She's not happy. I don't blame her. I'd be pretty mad too. Of course, I'm not a wrestler, so I guess I wouldn't be, but you know. I'd be happy just to be in the match as a non-wrestler. And this cat has joined the show. Hello, say hello to the cat, everybody. Say hello to the stream. Oh, you got it called correctly. Marina Shafir comes to interfere. Here comes Jessamine Duke. I'm sorry. Sorry, cat. Jeez, chill out. All right, you're on camera. The views of the video just went up by 10,000 because of the cat. And Bianca Belair is now being pulled into the clutch, the move that I can't pronounce. Karabuda clutch. Bianca is getting up. So impressive. Kirabuda. Okay, Kirabuda clutch. If someone could spell that for me, I would love it. Because I would love to be able to actually get the pronunciation down. Suplex out of the move. Out of the Karabuda clutch, or whatever it is. She cut her. Ouch. As she did. Brutal. That's an assault with a deadly weapon. No, sorry. It's crazy. Yeah, she did. I just saw that. Yep. Once you said it, I was like, what? Oh, wow. She sure did. She surely did. And here comes Jessamine Duke. Valera's going to have been distracted long enough. Oh, and she gets caught in the Garriet clutch once more. It's locked in. It does not look like she's going to get to the ropes. Will she be forced to tap here? Bianca Belair on the verge. Starting to fade out a little bit slowly. She's trying to stay involved. Bianca Belair will not give up. She wants this title and to stay undefeated. Bianca Belair to her feet one more time. Will she get back up? And no, she's not able to get out of this hold. Still trying to get back to her feet is Belair. But Baszler still has it locked. Baszler loses grip. And Belair is back to her feet after the switch. It was just enough time for her to get her energy back. Belair fading fast. Belair. And I'm buffering. Buffer. Bruce Buffer. I might have lost connection to the stream, everybody. Hold on. If anything happens that I'm not able to see, let me know. All right. Baszler wins. Baszler retains. All right. I barely got it in time. I lost connection, but I figured that's where that was going to go anyway. Well, should be interesting to see what happens next. Karafuda. All right, I got it. Appreciate you spelling it for me. I was joking, but appreciate it. Appreciate the enunciation, or the what do they call that? The I guess the pronunciation, whatever. Yeah, full pronunciation of it. That's good. Karafuda. All right, I can do that. I don't know why I didn't know that. I've literally talked about this move before. I just could not pronounce that for the life of me. It should be fun. Let's see what happens in this main event. All right, message. I'm gonna message. I gotta check really quickly. This is yeah, I would agree that match was all Bianca, but I mean, all right. Certainly stay tuned for whatever coverage we'll have coming for you guys for Rumble weekend. We always try to do as much as we can to cover wrestling, especially when on pay-per-views. So stay tuned tomorrow to see what we do, if it is tomorrow. I mean, it could be post-coverage, I suppose. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I mean, we'll certainly do reactions at some point. I don't think we'll do a full video about it, obviously. But I think we'll do like well, what did you think of this week in wrestling? Maybe some stuff in the Rumble comes up. Who knows? It'd be awesome if Ronda just walked out right now. They won't do it, though. She is in the arena, I bet, though. I would be shocked if she wasn't. All right. WrestleMania promo, WWE 24 about what? It's about WrestleMania 34? Yeah. That's actually a pretty good WWE 24. I might watch that one. Charlotte Flair was in Gorilla manning one of the, maybe she's producing matches, I guess. I might watch that after the Rumble tomorrow. That sounds really good. Tomorrow night is the Royal Rumble. 30 men, 30 women, 2 shots at 2 titles. What can go wrong? What can go right? We'll tune in tomorrow and find out. All right. Someone got pulled from Celebrity Big Brother for hitting somebody? Jeez. That's, well, wow. That's, I mean, you can't condone violence, I guess. Unless we're watching wrestling, right? All right. Hey, look, I'm right on schedule. 2 or 3 title matches. The 2 or 3 title changes, potentially. I guess there's only the 3 now. I didn't think about that, yeah. I guess I should have said this weekend. I don't think we'll see more than like 5 total. And if we had 3 tonight, it's not going to look good for the Rumble card. I never watch those Facebook Lives. I should. Well, Velveteen gets all the ladies, as he should. Now, this match could just tear down the house 10 times over, and it should. So, while I love Gargano and Ricochet, they could get taken out. Because this match could just turn into a slugfest, and that could just turn out to be really good. So we'll have to see. This feud's been really good build, too, so we'll have to see. All right, during this promo, I'm also going to go ahead and go grab me a drink really quickly. Be all right, I'm back. Can we make Rumble predictions? We could. In the chat. I'd be surprised if Aleister wins. Yeah, if Aleister Black's not going up to the main roster anytime soon, then I don't know what they're doing. But I would say in the chat, go ahead and make Rumble predictions. I'm going to hold off on that for now because I don't know what we're planning to do. So, obviously we'll have something coming down the pipe. I just don't know what all we're going to cover, so I don't want to make a prediction for a match I think we might not talk about or something, and then like all of a sudden we talk about it. So go ahead and feel free to make predictions in the comments. I asked earlier if anyone thinks if anyone has anything to throw out, any Rumble predictions for the matches or the Rumbles themselves, I'd love to hear them and I'll talk about them. I'll talk about some other thoughts that I have that necessarily wouldn't put in a video, but I think could definitely happen. But anyway, I'm wasting time. I should go get my drink. So, BRB. Don't worry, I saw your comment. I'll get to it in a second. I'm just one more thing to handle while the entrances are going on. Aleister Black's making his way to the ring right now. I love Aleister Black's entrance music. I just have to say, it's my favorite in WWE period right now. Favorite. I burn it down like everybody else, but at the same time, gotta love a little bit of black magic in your life. Yeah. So, I recently heard the Wrestle Talk guys say why it would be interesting if it was not Seth, and it would be because if the Seth and McIntyre feud spills over into the Men's Rumble, it could be the time to give McIntyre the title shot. Or at least be the person that eliminates Seth. And then maybe give it to somebody else. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that. I don't know how we're going to go about deciding for that pick if we make predictions, so I'm not going to make a pick because I don't want to get it and then change it, because obviously, even a day from now, I could look up Rumble odds. I assume we'll do that, so maybe I should not. But like I said, stay tuned for something. We'll have something for you guys. We always do. Free pay-per-view, we like to get something done. I only talked about 5 things that interested me on any of my personal podcasts this week, so. Aleister Black's in the ring. Here comes the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. good music too. Some good tunes for both of these gentlemen. Dark and imposing is the best way to describe this version of Tommaso Ciampa. He's the Tommaso champ. No. Yeah, have a surprise winner. Yeah. It'd be interesting. With these NXT call-ups coming in, we will get call-ups. We will still get call-ups after Mania. That's been stated. Okay. Well, which I think I did hear that. I didn't want to say because I like to always confirm stuff before. But I should have, if they were going to do this, they should have just. I wonder if they were planning on calling these people up at one point and then they just didn't, and then they just buried that so that no one would know. And then they brought them up because they were like, well, we need to do something here. Interesting. So that means that some of the people that won and lost tonight does actually matter a lot. So I wish I'd been thinking that way throughout the whole show, because certainly there are some people that lost. Undisputed Era is now an opportunity. Who knows? Will they do Mania? Probably not. Could they? Maybe. Actually, I have a theory. If you brought up the tag of Undisputed Era, had them run a feud for a month, not have Cole or Fish there at the time, and then they both showed up to help them win that main event of whatever pay-per-view, I think that would work too. But maybe just bring them all in at once. Maybe that would just get complicated. I feel like if I give WWE something that complicated, they can't make it work. So no, do that in NXT if anything. When you first bring them in, and they weren't all together, so couldn't have been. I like this Ciampa belt. Side plates. NXT TAKEOVER Phoenix's main event. The bell is rung, and they're going straight after each other. I don't see who could get called up besides Undisputed. Right. So would one show getting Undisputed Era be as equivalent to getting whoever it is, no matter how many amount it is? Like, say they picked 2 or 3 other people to bring up on SmackDown, and they brought Undisputed Era to Raw. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but if they did it that way? Would that be even to whatever show? Because if you're bringing all 4 of them to one show, I really don't think you can debut somebody else on that same show. Otherwise, you take away some of their spotlight, in my opinion. But then, Aleister Black, if he doesn't win this match, Tommaso Ciampa, if he loses this match, Johnny Gargano obviously is staying around. Ricochet's an opportunity. I mean, did you need all of those guys to do longer runs in NXT? Potentially. But, I mean, Bianca Belair, maybe. Unlikely. Bianca Belair, though, is an option. You could debut Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir with Rousey without Baszler, but I don't know why you would do that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just who do you take? There might be some UK people that could bring in. Pete Dunne could make his way to the main roster finally, or to 205 or something. I mean, there's some stuff. They could shuffle some stuff around. They could do a shock and have Joe Coffey. I see them doing Velveteen, Aleister, and Kyrie. That would be a great class. If that was their class of call-ups, that would be a great class call-up. As long as think about if you did Velveteen, Aleister, and Kyrie to SmackDown, and Undisputed Era to Raw. That'd be a great class of call-ups. I would be into that. And all 3 of those characters would do extremely well on SmackDown too. Kyrie's character will only work on SmackDown. I'm just saying. It will not work on Raw. There's too much time for them to waste where they would just mess around with it and make it a dumb gimmick and make her try and be with Alicia Fox. No. Put her on SmackDown, please. And take that hat off of Alicia Fox's head. I know it's her thing, but you can't have two. That'd be good, though. I would love to see that. I'm on the same wavelength as you tonight. I love it. Product placement. Not really. Hashtag not ad. Hashtag not fun. Let's see what's going on in the news. Not the actual news, wrestling and sports news. Oh, the Capitals had the hardest hitting shot last night as well, with John Carlson smacking that puck. Don't know if there's any hockey fans out there. Probably not. Oh, that was a nice, rough-looking landing for Aleister Black there. Oh, brutal. Aleister Black through the outside. Nope, he flips and lands on his feet. Right. All right. Stuff is confirmed now. We got confirmations. Cool. All right, sorry if I'm distracted for a second. Black is taking it to him right now. Just making sure some stuff. Oh, nice tope. How many different kinds of topes are there? If someone could find that stat for me, there's got to be like 11, right? Because it's all just whatever you're doing outside of the ring, really. All right, got that sent. Yeah, I've always heard that referred to as either a dive to the outside or a suicide dive. I've also heard the suicide dive for the rope, middle rope dive. Well, yeah. So tomorrow, okay, so I can say this now. I hinted at it a couple of times. So we are doing Rumble predictions tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow around 10. That's when we'll be going live. You can see DIY going as a heel team with you. That would be awesome. Stay on NXT and never go to. I think he was saying you can stay in NXT period and never leave. Also, I think the implication there is that what Cassius Ohno is doing that I talked about earlier. He said that across the board. Some people could have a career in anywhere in a WWE that's not the main roster and never. I think that's what's going to happen to people like Kenta on 205. So I don't know. We'll have to see. DIY going as a heel team together. Hey, what's going on, Brady? It's Brady in the chat. What's up, dog? Welcome to the chat. Live right now, we got a Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black going on right now as we speak. I've been talking with the chat all stream. We've been having some good stuff. There was some Rumble predictions if you want to scroll back through the chat if you want to see. On the women's side of things, Charlotte or Becky, yeah, that seems pretty solid guess. Or if somebody loses a match earlier in the night. Oh, Aleister just took a nasty suplex under the stairs and is grabbing at his leg. And it was a previously injured knee. It's an angle. It's an angle, everybody. It's an angle. The matches so far tonight have been so good. So far, match of the night has certainly been the Gargano versus Ricochet match. That was just insane. I don't know if you've been checking the results or watching live at all, Brady, but if you haven't, I won't spoil it for you. But but yeah, I assume you've been watching along because you usually are up on the takeovers and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, that knee brace should be used for offense more often. Do it. Book it, Vince. Book it, Paul. Book it, Hunter. I find it strange to address Triple H by a name. I feel like I would be intimidated by his actual presence. He would not be intimidated by mine. You've been watching, yeah. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy. Yes, I really liked the War Raiders. They were really, really, really awesome. I thought they did a really good job for not having a lot of time at the start of the show. Like, I felt like it could have been gone longer, but it didn't. But definitely match of the night for me so far has been Gargano versus Ricochet, just because the result alone shocked me. I didn't see that coming. We were talking about it in the chat if you go back in the live stream. We were both on Ricochet. We thought this Ricochet is going to have the greatest North American title run of all time, and no one's ever going to break his title record. Nope. Nope. But it's cool because the match was so good that I bought into it. And I believe we've fully gone fully evil Johnny Gargano at this point. There's no going back. We've already speculated that we could see a heel DIY going to the main roster now, which would be insane. We'll have to see the result of this match, obviously, but it's just insane stuff going on. We were talking because apparently it's been speculated that it would likely still be, or maybe it's been stated, I just haven't seen it, that there will still be call-ups to the main roster after Mania, even though we got these recent call-ups. We're trying to figure out who that could be. I went through a few names, like Ricochet just dropped the belt. It could obviously be him. He's obviously always main roster ready. You always have the Undisputed Era who just dropped their belts. Yeah, you never know. They're setting some things up, and if Tommaso were to drop his belt, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a DIY. I mean, we've had heels debut with the NXT title before. Maybe he wins tonight with the help of Johnny, and then they debut. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We have Street Profits and War Raiders rivalry now. We can have that. I would love it. And yes, and don't let it be an Evolve. Just make sure it's on the main roster, or the main roster, the NXT roster. If you're going to involve the Street Profits, just always make sure it's not going to be an Evolve. I have no problem with Evolve. I just don't like having to find Evolve matches when they get posted after the fact. So how does the announce desk not count as a foreign object when tables do? The patella tendon could be torn. Yeah, Brady, we had to have a pronunciation class for Shayna Baszler's move. Thanks for saving a bunch for the Fox premiere later in the year. That could be a good possibility. They could wait till SmackDown is firmly on Fox. We're kind of curious. I haven't seen anything that actually said the deal was 100% confirmed. I know that it was said that they were going to be trying to buy SmackDown, but I wonder what that looks like now with Disney restructuring Fox as we speak, I'm sure. So is Fox going to worry about what it is now that it's being owned by Disney, seeing as they're now owning SmackDown? It's like, do you want to rework a wrestling brand and work on it while you're restructuring your whole company to work under another company? I just don't know. And obviously, I don't think it's a top-down restructuring of Fox. I don't think that would be a wise move. You just keep as much operating as you can, especially in the media industry. But seeing as that's going to be a priority, obviously, since they're making a big deal out of buying it, they see something that obviously they're going to put some time into it. So I don't think it'll be now. We've had a good stream so far. I've been ring announcing. Sometimes I've been doing commentary. I've been messing up calls and moves. I feel like JBL and Michael Cole combined. Yeah. I mean, I mean, NXT UK. I mean, UK owed Australia at one point. I'm not saying it was legally, but they did. And Vince decides anything other than North America is Europe. Anything other than North America is Europe. Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, they have very similar accents there too, so I'm sure he just heard her accent and said, yeah, put her on the NXT brand in UK. Case the shade. They work. I mean, Michael Cole is fine. We all love Michael Cole, right? Right? I mean, he just doesn't always get the call right. And JBL, I mean, I just didn't like him on commentary to begin with. Oh well. It's a personal opinion thing. Oh, this chat is insane right now. I love it. Oh, can you believe it? He just kicked him to the outside of the ring, everybody. How is he going to recover from this? Aleister Black's kicks just are gnarly. I like how Aleister Black fell faster than the guy he just kicked. Noam Dar needs to be the NXT UK champion. I'd buy it. I'd be into it. Noam Dar was one of the gems that I found out of that Defiant promotion that used to be called WCPW. He was having matches that were awesome there. I was so happy when I found out he was going to be a part of the the WWE UK tournament to begin with, and then he obviously didn't do stuff. All right, phone battery hits me right now, so he's going to dip out. Hey, all right, I will see you then, Mr. The Brady himself, and yeah. Well, you missed the squad cap, man. You'll have to tune in at the right time next time. Later, man. Yeah, I definitely agree. Noam Dar definitely needs a push, especially since the NXT UK division is super hot right now. I so enjoyed that NXT UK takeover. I hadn't watched but a few clips here and there of the NXT UK stuff because I hadn't been sold on it yet. I was waiting for the first takeover to see, and it was great. And I'm super into it now. I'm gonna start watching NXT UK. So the match has been pretty good so far. I haven't really been commentating over it much because I was trying to interact with the chat a little bit more. Kind of trying to jump back and forth on that. As the match gets closer to the end, I tend to jump back to the match because then I can announce what happened and talk about it more directly. So since it's only like 9:20 and this match is already starting to wind down somewhat, I mean, it could go on for another 10 minutes, but even then, I might do a few minutes of speculation on what I think call-up wise we could get out of this. I think what we could see too, if we have any Rumble debuts, is that they come up in the Rumble, but we don't actually see them until after. Oh, almost hits the Black Mass. Ciampa wants to hit that finishing move bad. Oh, Black into the rolls into a cover from that. I never remember what kind of cover that is. Oh, kick to the side of the face. German suplex with the bridge. Almost enough. Yes, I really like the look of those belts. I like the look of the NXT belts, period, to be honest. I like them all. They look nice. Not able to get the Black Mass up because of the injured leg. And into the Boston Crab. The injured leg is the one that's in the Boston Crab. Black now puts his own one on the injured leg of Ciampa. A war of attrition. This is why I love wrestling right here, because I can sit here and watch an NXT show and I can enjoy myself, have a good time, chat with you guys. And watch some good wrestling, you know? Don't always get that on the main roster. Aleister Black, not fast enough. Now a gnarly spot. Looked like a cutter on the apron. Call it Tower of London. I like it. Knee to the side of the head. Black is down. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Able to roll out. I like the way that move is done, where you grab the middle rope on the way down. It becomes obvious in the replay, but it's nice. Very good way to stop yourself from getting hurt. Looking to take him out with his own move. Oh, and the giant up knee. And another jumping knee, this time for Ciampa with the brace. Pulls Black to his feet. I can see that, 2018 Competitor of the Year. He's had some insane matches at takeovers, most of which were with Johnny, to be fair, but they were really good. Actually, I think he probably had more matches without Johnny than he did with them, but, you know, either way. He definitely did. What am I talking about? That was last year. 2 years ago, whatever. This has become a staple of NXT championship matches, the strikes in the middle of the ring. I believe the Coyotes beat my team the other day. Unfortunate. Could be wrong about that. Yep, the Capitals lost. Or, sorry, won, I should say. I know I saw a match. I don't know. I didn't see the end score, so oh well. Oops. NXT Antarctic champion. An Antarctic champion. Antarctic championship. That's funny. The NXT fairy tale ending. 1, 2. It's not enough. Ciampa going for the same tactics as Johnny. Is this signaling what we all want? A reunion of DIY. The NXT Southern Ocean Champion. How about the North and South Dakota champions, and they can only defend the titles on shows when they're in that state? Oh, and the knees to the face onto the concrete. But now he can't walk because he hurt himself with the move. Let's see what will happen here in this match. Black Mass! Can Aleister Black crawl to the cover? Aleister Black drapes the arm over the champion. He gets off the shoulders. WWE Chronicles coming in late, everybody. Kick to the side of the head. So brutal. That replay is always nice. Tommaso Ciampa is barely even standing. Aleister Black gets, the referee nearly gets taken out. Black hits the knee. Black Mass is rolled into a, oh no, he's on the ropes, and draping DDT. Fairy tale ending coming up. And for the cover, 1, 2, no. Like I said, the Chronicles coming in late. NXT North Korean Championship. No. No. That would be no. No. No one would see the matches. Come on. Oh man. Oh. And another fairy tale ending. For the cover. 1, 2, 3. Retained. You're a winner. And still NXT champion. Tommaso Ciampa. Great match. Great match. I still give match of the night to Johnny and Ricochet. That match was just insane. This match was every bit as good. But I give that match that nod because Johnny's just deserved a title for so long. And they finally gave it to him. He didn't never need it, but he definitely deserved it. And he's earned it. And now he's going to run that title for a while, I hope. And we'll see him maybe show up on the main roster in the next year or two. It'll be really good to see. So let's see if there's any shock debuts, returns, or anything like that. Yeah. This match was really, really good, though. I don't discredit this match at all. It's definitely the number 2 match of the night for sure. That was a fairy tale ending. Yeah, it really was. And the implications of which is, of course, that Aleister Black could debut in the Rumble now or on the main roster after Mania. I think I've heard it suggested that it would be kind of weird to have the whole match stop just for him to run down to the ring anyway, because it's the Rumble. Maybe do that on a Monday Night Raw like you did with Balor. And, I mean, Balor was really announced in the draft, obviously, but more or less, Balor's actual debut was still shocking and entertaining because we knew he was coming out at some point in the show. We just didn't know when. Yeah, maybe do something like that for Black. That roll through to the draping DDT, by the way, that was a nice setup. It looked like it was not supposed to happen that way, but it did. Intentionally happen that way, and it set things up perfectly. I don't know what my favorite spot in this match was. Probably the spot where they fall from the top when and Black falls faster than the guy he just kicked. Like, something about it just is weird. And the psychology of the knee. I believe there's better ways of rigging psychology than just injuring the same body part over and over again, but it still worked well for its purpose in this match. It was an uphill battle after he injured the leg, so I'm not surprised. Now, if I was going to debut somebody right here, I don't know who it would be. Perhaps Kushida, but I doubt it. There going to be something here? They're lingering on this shot for too long. For it to not be anything. It's not, I would be disappointed. Nothing? Okay, cool. We're saving all the surprises for tomorrow. Makes sense. This is not going to get topped by Rumble. It's just not going to happen. This is going to be the other show of the week probably, but that's okay. Oof. Giant kick. Wow. Good match. Good match. Definitely not match of the night, though. Gargano, Ricochet. That match on paper sounded like the match of the night when it was announced. Let's be real. Yeah, I can understand that. But I don't think they're ready for the Horsewomen yet. I just don't think it's time. I've been saying that for a couple of takeovers now. I'll let you know when I feel like it's time. I just don't know. I just think that's going to be such a tough angle to book. They're going to need months to set it up. They're going to have something with Ronda where she's not getting it done the way she should be. And, oh, snap. What's going to happen here? Donnie takeover, Tommaso Ciampa. Is this the reformation of DIY before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that was certainly implications, if not the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. Go ahead and close off the network. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a good thing to call. I didn't want to put my weight into that necessarily because I don't quite know if that's where they were going with it at the time. I really enjoyed that show. I don't know how you felt about it, but I really enjoyed that show. I certainly feel like of all the shows that we're going to get in the next few months, we're on the way up to Mania. I think this is going to be the best one for a while. The Rumble could shock me and have some really, really good matches and a really good deal throughout, but I always have a soft spot for takeovers. So we got to have a lot of people that can get called up. I don't think we're going to get anybody in the Rumble. I don't think so. Probably the Women's Rumble, maybe. But I don't think the Men's Rumble is going to have anything unless we get a debut of Black or Ricochet or, I don't know, take your pick, someone you think could go. Cassius Ohno arguably has taken 5 losses in a row. Is it time? I don't know. Maybe. So, yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we do our live Royal Rumble predictions right before, well, not right before, but, a few hours before everything is kicked off there in Phoenix. But, yeah, I mean, it should be a really interesting weekend for sure. I really want to see what all we can get out of these Rumbles, because Rumbles, I forget where I said this. I think it might have been on my personal podcast. Rumble storytelling can either be really complex and tell a really distinctly unique story, or it can be really simple. And as long as you have enough of each of those types of segments for the different eliminations and entrances, then you will have a decent Rumble. I don't know that there's ever been a Royal Rumble where the Royal Rumble match was the best match of the night. Well, I don't think so. But who knows? Maybe they could shock us. I'd like to thank everyone that came out to the stream tonight, that decided to throw in their input, sticking with me the whole time. I really appreciate that. If there's anything you want me to talk about before I go, throw it out there really quick. About 7 open spots. Becky and Sasha taking one. I could see, it depends on how those matches go. If they win their individual matches, I don't see them in the match, but you're absolutely correct. Which was better, that or Blackpool? Probably Blackpool, just because I hadn't seen most of the wrestlers for a long time on the indie scene. Joe Coffey specifically, I hadn't seen in a long time. The Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble was the best. Yes, yeah, but I don't think that it outshined the best matches on the show as a match. It was the best Royal Rumble of all time, for sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Rumble matches for me take a lot for me to really like a Rumble all the way through. That match, to me, I was super disappointed with how many people they had to bring back. It really showed how thin the rosters really were. That's the only reason I didn't like that Rumble as much. Because it really did kind of show how glaringly thin all the rosters are for women. And what that usually should suggest is that we'll get some really good singles matches, because there's people that have to make it work with just a few other people. I agree, though. Maybe it was the best Royal Rumble. Maybe it was the best match on that card. I had to look at the card again and think about it. Probably right, though. That is, anyway, like I was saying, is there anything else that you want me to talk about before I go? Excuse me, because I'm about to get out of here. So, yeah. But outside of that, I think definitely match of the night for me still, Gargano, Ricochet. Best part of the night was definitely the ending, because we were getting a potential. Yes, I agree. This year's Rumble is going to be really good. Both Rumbles are going to be really good this year, I think. I think even if we get the same thing we got with the women last year, we have a bunch of women come back, I think it's still going to be good. Just because no matter who they choose to face at this point, no matter who wins these matches, it's going to be a good match, whoever wins, unless it's somebody random that doesn't seem like they'll have a good match. But I don't even think of anyone in the women's rosters on either show that couldn't have a good match with either Becky, Ronda, Asuka, or Sasha. All of them could have a good match with any of those 4 women. So I'm really excited to see that. And then on the men's side, I'm not really excited for anyone really to face Brock unless it's Rollins, or like Balor losing the match and then somehow winning the Rumble or something, which would be weird. Gargano and Ricochet was fantastic. The only problem was Bianca becoming something in 0. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I kind of agree that. I mean, the problem with giving someone a title as they're undefeated means you really can't drop that title from them legitly. Lana's winning the Rumble. Hey. Lana could put on a good match. I don't think it's impossible. It's not impossible. Lana's fun. Lana could be I mean, I'm not saying she's going to have a 5-star match. It's not going to be a great match. It's going to be a good match, though. Good. When I say a good match, I don't necessarily mean they're going to tear the house down. I just mean it's not going to be as bad as some of the wrestling we've seen in the past has been. Like, if you want to see bad wrestling, watch the initial matches between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. They were not great. Watch any of the 10,000 matches that anybody had over the years leading up to a feud that wasn't the main event match or whatever part of the card match that they were having at the pay-per-view. They just don't care. I mean, if I had to book the same match like 20 times leading up to a pay-per-view, I wouldn't care either. I'd be like, let's just have a match. Yeah. Zelina Vega. See, that's one where, yeah, it could go completely wrong. Who knows? Again, though, I think the women are so good that are on the rosters now. This is going to be a bold statement that you could see somebody like Zelina win and then have a good match because they get carried there. I mean, people have been carried to ridiculously good matches before. Kenny Omega wrestled a little girl once that got like 3 stars, I think. I mean, you could wrestle a broomstick for me and I'll give it 5 stars. I just like wrestling. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't be hyped for Zelina to win. I'd be like, what? And then Andrade, you win in the other Rumble with SB. But, I can only think of one person winning the men's Rumble that I think would really, really not be good for them. And that's Apollo. Because putting him straight into the title scene, he's going to want to go after Brock because Brock's the big threat. Not saying that Daniel Bryan's not a huge threat, but I think he would want to go after Brock. And I think Apollo getting beat by Brock this early in his push would be bad. There's some other people like that too, obviously. There's some people that shouldn't win it that just have no business winning the Rumble, but I won't go through that list because that's a long list. I don't know who's going to win. I'll talk about it tomorrow for sure, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. This has been a fun stream, guys. If you want to see me do more stuff like this again, I've enjoyed it a lot so far, so I'll continue to do this. These live reactions to NXT shows as long as I'm available on Saturdays. And yeah, so make sure you guys comment and like the video so people can know that you liked it. Subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so every time we go live. A little ding. That's what they would do if someone else was here for me. Yeah, I'll definitely see you guys all next time. Let's check the chat, see if I missed anything one more time. Let's say Seth wins. Who would face Bryan? I'll hit that really quickly before I fully go. If Seth wins and goes on to fight Brock, I would say Bryan will go on to face either Andrade or Rey Mysterio. And I just pick either of them because there are 2 main eventers in a feud right now, and whoever wins that feud is likely to get the next title shot, I would think. If Seth wins, we assume Daniel retains. We could see AJ win the belt again. I'm not saying that we should, but we could. Wouldn't be out of the question. And then him just continue to feud with Bryan, which I'm sure everyone wants to end at this point, but either way, we could see AJ. We could see AJ lose and then win the Rumble and then face Brock again, but this time for Brock's title, in which AJ might win. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, like I said, make sure you guys comment on the video below. Subscribe. If you were here live in the chat, say something in the comments. Say, hey, I was there live, fools. You should have been there. It was fun. And then, hit the little bell. Know we go live then. And I'll see you guys all next time. This has been the live takeover reactions from Phoenix 2019. I've been Garrett, and we'll see you on Visoki Entertainment next time.